So all of those little boys running around with guns who believe that sure, them will go in front of a judge and they will plead a case and they will go through some bargaining process and they get 6 months and come out. You're going to get 15 years minimum. Radam.
Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Getting caught with an illegal gun will not be business as usual, warned Prime Minister under Holness.
So all of those little boys running around with guns who believe that sure, them will go in front of a judge and they will plead a case and they will go through some bargaining process and they get 6 months and come out. You're going to get 15 years minimum. Radam is also that the gangs are organizing around trying to rob business places such as supermarkets and other enterprises. They are trying to hijack shipments of goods. During the Christmas season, there's a sense that business places have a lot of cash and a lot of goods moving around and that they have quick buyers for them and they can hijack stocks that are being moved around and they can, if they hit business places, they'll get a lot of cash. And we have stopped a few of them, and you would have seen a few murders take place as a result of them, the gangs pursuing that kind of thing. And you will see the level of organization behind it, positioning cars, positioning getaway, positioning lookouts and all kinds of things. So there's a very high level of organization around it. But our intelligence is picking it up, and we are moving in on them. Slowly but surely we are getting them. But we think that the process could be assisted greatly if the people in the country would share intelligence with the police. Tell us. And sometimes there needs to be a little reward. And we have been doing that with guns. And I tell you something, we are recovering a whole lot of guns. But I'm not interested so much in the guns. I'm interested in the people using the guns. So I'm getting a report later today about how many persons we have found with illegal guns. So I'll get the report about the number of guns, but the report I'm interested in is how many people go into jail to face the new penalties under the new Firearms Act. That is what I'm interested in. So all of those little boys running around with guns who believe that sure, them will go in front of a judge and they will plead a case and they will go through some bargaining process and they get 6 months and come out. You're going to get 15 years minimum. Radam.
Cop who reportedly handcuffed girlfriend to a sink and violently abused her over several days offered bail. A police constable who reportedly assaulted his girlfriend over several days after learning that she had been unfaithful to him was yesterday offered $600,000 bail when he appeared in the St. Mary Circuit Court. The lawman, Ryan Anderson, who is stationed at the Orange Bay Police Station, is alleged to have battered the woman repeatedly, including kicking her in the mouth, bursting her face with a beer bottle, and stooping on her. It is also alleged that he had kept her handcuffed in their home and that she received some of the assault while being cuffed to a sink. The lawman is also alleged to have shaved the woman's head after forcing her to cut off her hair. It is further reported that Anderson fired shots to intimidate the female and shot her 2 bullets, telling her that he was going to bust one and use it to poison her. The alleged assault took place in November after Anderson reportedly took the complainant's phone and saw a message from a particular person. The accused is alleged to have confronted the man in question, who confirmed that he had met with his partner. The phone incident arose from Anderson has reportedly slapped the woman in her face after questioning her about the number of men texting her and had broken her phone chip. The woman claimed she had reported the incident to the police when Anderson drove her to the Anota Base police station to report that the man who she had the affair with had raped and assaulted her, but Anderson had told them it was the man who had assaulted her. Anderson was arrested and charged after police reportedly went to his home after receiving information about a dispute. Yesterday, when Anderson appeared in court, his lawyer, Courtney Rowe, applied for bail on humanitarian grounds. Rowe outlined that Anderson suffered from a medical condition and has visited hospital at least 3 occasions while in custody and was admitted on 1 occasion. Rowe submitted the entries that were made in the medical journal at the station where Anderson is being kept to support his submission. The prosecution strongly opposed the bail request, but the judge accepted the application, noting that she did not believe that Anderson is a flight risk. Anderson is to return to court on January 5, 2023. Man sentenced to 8 months imprisonment for killing father. A man who killed his father 11 years ago was sentenced to 8 months imprisonment for manslaughter in the St. Catherine Circuit Court on Monday. In handing down sentence, the judge noted that 37-year-old Dwayne Higgins of Bogwalk, St. Catherine had already spent 11 years in custody and was suffering from mental illness. He had also turned himself into the police and pleaded guilty to killing 59-year-old Daniel Huggins. Attorney at law Donald Bryan and Abina Morris told the court that at the time of the incident, Huggins was an outpatient with mental illness at the Linstead Hospital. It was reported that Dwayne was at home on June 18, 2011 when he was attacked with a baton by his father, and during the physical confrontation, Dwayne got hold of the weapon and hit his father. Dwayne then used a machete to chop his father on the neck, and the senior Huggins subsequently died from injuries received. The accused later surrendered to the Bogwalk police. He was arrested on suspicion of murder and was subsequently charged. Woman convicted of murdering ex. A Kingston businesswoman was remanded on Monday for sentencing in the Home Circuit Court on February 20 next year after she was found guilty of the stabbing death of her ex-boyfriend during a domestic dispute in 2019. Normaline Dawes, 33, a bar operator on East Street, was found guilty of murder by Justice Leighton Pusey following a judge-alone trial. Dawes was arrested and charged following the murder of O'Shane Colley, who was stabbed in the neck and chest. Prosecutors led evidence that Dawes, who was involved in an on-and-off relationship with Colley, murdered him at her home following a dispute. The court said that the argument started on March 7 at 4 p.m. and escalated the following day. Colley was stabbed thrice outside Dawes' house. After he was stabbed, Colley ran from the home and collapsed on Union Street. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was pronounced dead. But lead attorney at law for the defendant, Paul Jensers, had argued that his client had killed Colley in self-defense and that she was also provoked. He said that based on his client's instruction, Colley had broken into her home through the window after his attempt to breach her door failed. Colley reportedly attacked her in a fit of jealousy because of her business dealing with construction workers. We were also saying that there was a constant physical abuse in the relationship that was broken off, the lawyer told the judge following the verdict. However, Gentile said the judge rejected the self-defense and provocation arguments based on the evidence presented, including a trail of blood outside the home. Colley had been on the run after absconding bail on a murder charge in the middle of his trial when he was killed. Devon Harriott, Michael Jacobs, and Colley were found guilty in the Con Court in their absence on September 28, 2017, and were to be sentenced on October 20. The men were found guilty of killing Craig Lewis after shooting him multiple times. The court heard that the trio were among 4 gunmen who invaded Lewis St. Catherine home on the morning of December 9, 2019, and fired nearly 30 rounds, striking him 12 times. Lewis, before succumbing to his injuries 9 days later, had given police investigators a detailed statement identifying his killers. Attorney at law Kemar Seatal also presented Dawes. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says, to help government keep you, your community, and your assets safe, tell us what you know about criminals and planned criminal activities, especially this Christmas season.
We have a fund established for 50 million Jamaican dollars for anyone who wants to give us useful information on those gangs who are planning the hijacking of goods in transit, moving between warehouse and stores, those criminals who are planning contract killings. We want to know, and people know, because the girlfriend know, the mother sometime know. Tell us, because I don't know how you sleep at night with your conscience knowing that your son or your boyfriend or your friend involved in these things. Tell us so we can save lives. We want to know of those people who are planning the hits. We want to know the people who are planning the hijacking of goods. And, there's another crime that we see a lot coming in now. The lottery scamming. They're not just scamming foreigners. They are doing all kinds of scams to local Jamaicans here as well, taking away people's pensions here. We want to know. So if you want to have a Merry Christmas and you have some useful information, You know, you could get a nice slice of that $50 million. But more than that, you are saving lives.
Please remember to subscribe, like,